the story today where he asks of God that he be allowed to see the dazzling light of God's splendor. The first emotion that I feel is deep and intense jealousy. Because Moses got to see things that I have never seen. And I find myself saying, wow, if I could have seen the things that Moses saw, then I think that I would be able to give my life to God even more powerfully than I already have. You see, I'm just waiting until I see the burning bush, and then I'm really going to start working for God. And not just the burning bush, all the other stuff. Remember from your Sunday school stories that Moses saw that pillar of fire in the night, and the pillar of fire showed him the way to go. And in the daytime it was a pillar of black smoke saying, over here, Moses, this is the way that you need to go. And then he saw the Red Sea parting, and he saw the water pouring out of a solid rock, and then he saw the bread falling from heaven, and then he saw the very face of God. And today he has the gall to say, that's not enough, O Lord. I want to see the dazzling light of your splendor. And I say the same thing. Just show me that dazzling light, oh God, and then I'm really going to start to be a Christian. I just need a little bit of proof that you are there. Well, I'll try to hide my deep jealousy and envy of Moses just for a moment and re-examine those stories and say, well, now, wait a minute. If I'm waiting to see the burning bush, maybe I have somehow found an excuse to not give my life to God fully, because I'm standing around waiting to see that, and maybe I don't need to see that. Let me suggest something to you, particularly if you are also envious of all that Moses saw. Let me suggest a different way of interpreting Scripture, such that Moses never saw anything that you have not seen. What do you think of that? If I were to say to you, Moses wasn't motivated to serve God and risk his life because he saw all of these outward things, Moses was changed by something inside, and whatever was inside of him can be inside of you, just as it was in him. Moses never saw anything that you have not seen and will not see again in the week which is to come. Think about this. If we start to read the story of the Exodus in something more than merely a literal or historical sense, you have to consider that the events of the Exodus, the escape of these Israelites from slavery in Egypt, happened around 1500 BC. But the stories were not written down as we have them until about 400 BC. That means that over 1,000 years passed before anyone decided to write anything down about what had happened with Moses and the people of Israel. And I think you know that if something happened yesterday and you try to describe it today so somebody can write it down, it's really hard. With the passage of 24 hours, imagine how tough it is to get a story literally and historically right if 1,000 years has passed. And if that story has been told orally from grandparents to grandchildren over 1,000 years and countless generations. And I have to tell you this, the story of Exodus should not be read by us as literal or historical. It it's okay to think of it in a different way. It's not blasphemous, it's not evil to say, listen, these writers were trying to say something, and they were using images and allegory to say them. It also saves you from that lousy excuse of saying, oh, well, it was easy for Moses to serve God. He saw the burning bush. I would serve God too if I had a shrub talk to me. It's not like that.